Hi, I'm Peter J. Ray. Welcome to Adventures in History. Today's topic is Interesting Monsters Poetic Tour. Frankenstein. The character Frankenstein was created when Mary Shelley published the novel Frankenstein in 1818. In the story, a scientist, Victor Frankenstein, creates a human being from dead body parts. However, he abandoned the creature, and that was really mean. Dracula. Dracula is an 1897 Gothic horror novel by Irish author Bram Stoker. It introduced the character of Count Dracula. The novel tells the story of Dracula's attempt to move from Transylvania to England so that he may find new blood and spread the undead curse, and of the battle between Dracula and a small group of people led by Professor Abraham Van Helsing. Horror of horrors! Among vampires, Count Dracula is certainly the king. Werewolf. In folklore, a werewolf is a human with the ability to shapeshift into a wolf either purposely or after being placed under a curse or affliction, often a bite or scratch from another werewolf, with the transformations occurring on the night of a full moon. Let's face it, this condition, to put it mildly, is not exactly a boon. Creature from the Black Lagoon. Creature from the Black Lagoon is a 1954 American horror movie. A geology expedition in the Amazon River Valley in South America discovers a direct link between land and sea animals. A piscine amphibious humanoid. The Black Lagoon is a paradise from which no one has ever returned. Conflict ensues between the geology expedition and the creature from the Black Lagoon. In the end, the creature is riddled with bullets before retreating to the lagoon, where its body sinks into the watery depths, by humanity spurned. Hunchback of Notre Dame. This 1831 classic novel by Victor Hugo is set in Paris, France, in the year 1482. The characters include the beautiful gypsy girl Esmeralda, Pierre Gringoire, a struggling poet, La Sachette, a sad woman tormented by the death of her daughter, and the evil Catholic priest Claude Frollo. Of course, the hero of the story is a blind and deaf 20-year-old hunchback, the bell ringer of Notre Dame Cathedral, the noble Quasimodo. Phantom of the Opera. Phantom of the Opera is a classic novel written by Gaston Leroux and published in 1910. The story takes place in Paris, France in the 1880s in the Palais Garnier Opera House. It is a love story, the tale of Christine Daae, a Swedish soprano singer, and Eric. Eric was the son of a construction business owner in Normandy, France, deformed at birth. His face is noseless, lipless, with sunken eyes, and resembles a skull dried up by the centuries, covered in yellowed dead flesh. In the climax scene, Eric removes his mask and kisses Christine on the forehead, and she eventually kisses him back. Eric reveals that he has never kissed anyone, including his own mother, who would run away if he tried to kiss her, nor has anyone ever kissed him. Eric is overcome with emotion. He and Christine then cry together, and their tears mingle. Christine holds his hand and says, "Poor, unhappy Eric." Soon thereafter, Eric dies of love. Christine buries him somewhere he will never be found by Eric's request. This is such a dramatic and touching story, and for her acts of courage and love, Christine must have been very much blessed. King Kong. King Kong is a 1933 movie. It is the story of a huge gorilla-like creature named King Kong, who falls in love with a beautiful young woman named Ann Darrow. In the dashing conclusion, King Kong climbs the Empire State Building in New York City, New York, USA, with Ann in his grip. Kong is attacked by 4 airplanes, but succumbs to their gunfire. He gazes sorrowfully at Ann one last time before falling to his death. When Ann sees King Kong's body, she says, "It wasn't the airplanes. It was Beauty killed the Beast." The story was over. King Kong was deceased. Godzilla. Godzilla is a fictional monster originating from a series of Japanese films of the same name. The character first appeared in Ishiro Honda's 1954 film Godzilla and became a worldwide pop icon, appearing in various media, including 32 films produced by Toho, 3 Hollywood films, and numerous video games, novels, comic books, and TV shows. Godzilla has been dubbed the King of Monsters. He is depicted as an enormous, destructive, prehistoric sea monster, awakened and empowered by nuclear radiation. With the nuclear bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan, and the Lucky Dragon incident still fresh in the Japanese consciousness, Godzilla was conceived as a metaphor for nuclear weapons. Folks were realizing that human beings really needed to become peaceful. And when we do, this world really will become blissful. Bigfoot. In North American folklore, Bigfoot or Sasquatch are said to be hairy, upright, walking, ape-like creatures that dwell in the wilderness and leave giant human-like footprints. Depictions often portray them as a missing link between humans and human ancestors or other great apes. They are strongly associated with the Pacific Northwest of the United States, particularly California, Oregon, and Washington State, as well as British Columbia, Canada. Individuals have claimed to have seen the creatures all across North America over the years. Bigfoot must be lonely, and he must have cried many tears. Jaws. Jaws is a 1975 American thriller film directed by Steven Spielberg and based on Peter Benchley's novel of the same name. In the film, a man-eating great white shark attacks beachgoers at a summer resort town, prompting the police chief to hunt it with the help of a marine biologist and a professional shark hunter played by Robert Shaw. Moviegoers were terrified by the drama, experiencing a sense of horrific awe. Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast is a fairy tale written by French novelist Gabrielle Suzanne Barbeau de Villeneuve and published in 1740. It was influenced by some earlier ancient Greek stories such as Cupid and Psyche. In the story, the prince is transformed into a beast by an evil fairy. Only by finding true love despite his ugliness could the curse be broken. This happens. A young woman who is lovely, kind, well-read, and pure of heart, named Beauty, does indeed love him. The curse is broken. The beast is transformed back into the handsome prince. He and Beauty are married, and they live happily ever after together. What a beautiful, touching story. All can enjoy this, both adults and children, especially during days when there is bad weather. Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is a 1993 science fiction adventure film directed by Steven Spielberg. It is the first installment in the Jurassic Park franchise and is based on the 1990 novel of the same name by Michael Crichton. The film is set on the fictional island of Isla Nublar, located off Central America's Pacific Ocean coast near Costa Rica. There, businessman John Hammond and a team of genetic scientists have created a wildlife park of de-extinct dinosaurs. when industrial sabotage leads to a catastrophic shutdown of the park's power facilities and security precautions, a small group of visitors and Hammond's grandchildren struggle to survive and escape the perilous island. It all becomes absolutely terrifying, and the viewer is certainly frightened. Moby Dick. Moby Dick, or The Whale, is an 1851 novel by American writer Herman Melville. The book is the sailor Ishmael's narrative of the obsessive quest of Ahab, captain of the whaling ship Pequod, for revenge on Moby Dick, the great white sperm whale that on the previous voyage bit off Ahab's leg at the knee. D.H. Lawrence called it, quote, one of the strangest and most beautiful books in the world, and the greatest book of the sea ever written. It certainly is a highly entertaining tale. On that, we all can agree. Mighty Joe Young. Mighty Joe Young, also known as Mr. Joseph Young of Africa, is a 1949 American movie. It tells the story of a young woman, Jill Young, living on her father's ranch in British Tanganyika, East Africa. Jill raised the title character, a large gorilla, from an infant, and years later brings him to Hollywood, Los Angeles, California, USA, seeking her fortune in order to save the family homestead. Despite many dangerous adventures and encounters with near death, Jill and Joe are able to eventually return safely to Africa. Joe stays alive and is not dead. Zombieland. Zombieland is a 2009 American post-apocalyptic zombie comedy film starring Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, and Abigail Breslin as survivors of a zombie apocalypse. This film follows a geeky college kid making his way through the zombie apocalypse, meeting three strangers along the way, and together taking an extensive road trip across the southwestern United States in an attempt to find a sanctuary free from zombies. The combination of horror and comedy is well done, and the film ranks among the best of stories. Well, that concludes today's presentation. You might consider checking out our website, Adventures in History with Peter J. Ray at peterjray.com. So far, we've made 683 history videos in 7 areas. Excuse me. World history, American history, book reviews, poetic tours, Cleveland baseball, family history, and autobiography. There's a donate feature. You might consider making a donation so we can continue making these videos. If you live in Metro Manila, Philippines, and are looking for a high school, you might consider, Res Celeste Educational Center. Res Celeste is located on Allenby Street, not far from the corner of P. Guevara and Wilson Street. In Barangay Maytunas, San Juan, Metro Manila, Philippines, at Res Celeste we specialize in helping young people who have had difficulty in the larger traditional high schools. It's more than a school, it's a warm and supportive community, and we strive to be creative and innovative. And the website is resceleste.education, RESALEST. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Take care, and I'll see you next time.